The idyll lasted until Han and Leia walked hand in hand into the Millennium Falcon's main hold. Through the touch, Leia felt the slight tension of Han's muscles as he came in sight of their guest, an Imperial commander in immaculate dress grays. The commander rose politely to her feet. "An exceptionally smooth transition into hyperspace, Captain Solo," she said. "For a ship with such heterogeneous components, such a transition speaks well of the ship's captain and his skills." "Thanks," Han said. The problem with Commander Vana Dorja, Leia thought, was that she was simply too observant. She was a woman of about 30, the daughter of the captain of a star destroyer, with bobbed dark hair tucked neatly into her uniform cap, and the bland, pleasant face of a professional diplomat. She had been on Coruscant during its fall, allegedly negotiating some kind of commercial treaty, purchasing Ulban droid brains for use in Imperial hydroponics farms. Vana Dorja had gotten off Coruscant somehow. Leia had no doubt that her escape had been planned long in advance, and then she had turned up at Mon Calamari, the new provisional capital, blandly asking for help in returning to Imperial space, just at the moment at which Leia had been assigned a diplomatic mission to that self-same empire. Of course, it wasn't a coincidence. Dorja was clearly a spy operating under commercial cover. But what could Leia do? The New Republic might need the help of the Empire, and the Empire might be offended if its commercial representative were needlessly delayed in her return. "Please, sit down," Leia said. "Your Highness is kind," Dorja said, and lowered her stocky body into a chair. "Shall we dine?" Leia asked. Dorja nodded, bland as always. "As your Highness wishes." As Han sat down with his plates, C-3PO contemplated the table.
"Sir, a princess and former chief of state takes precedence, of course, over both a captain and an Imperial commander. But a commander, forgive me, does not take precedence over a New Republic general, even one on the inactive list. General Solo, if you would be so kind as to sit above Commander Dorja."
Han gave C-3PO a baleful look. "I like it fine where I am," he said. Which was, of course, as far away from the Imperial commander as the small table permitted.
"But, sir, the rules of precedence."
"I like it where I am," Han said, more firmly.
"But, sir—"
"We'll dine informally, 3PO." C-3PO's tone allowed his disappointment to show.
"Very well, Your Highness."
"I thank you again for your offer of transit to the Empire," Dorja said later, after the soup course. "It was fortunate that you have business there." "Very fortunate," Leia agreed. "Your mission to the Empire must be critical," Dorja probed. "To take you from the government at such a crucial time?" "I'm doing what I do best," Leia said. "I can't help but wonder how the old Empire would have handled the crisis," Dorja continued. "I hope you will forgive my partisan attitude, but it seems to me that the Emperor would have mobilized his entire armament at the first threat, and dealt with the Yuuzhan Vong in an efficient and expeditious manner, through the use of overwhelming force." "That's not what the Empire would have done, Commander," Han said. "What the Empire would have done was build a super-colossal Yuuzhan Vong killing battle machine. They would have called it the Nova Colossus, or the Galaxy Destructor, or the Nostril of Palpatine, or something equally grandiose. They would have spent billions of credits, employed thousands of contractors and subcontractors, and equipped it with the latest in death-dealing technology, and you know what would have happened? It wouldn't have worked. They'd forget to bolt down a metal plate over an access hatch leading to the main reactors or some other mistake, and a hotshot enemy pilot would drop a bomb down there and blow the whole thing up. Now that's what the Empire would have done." "Perhaps you're right," Dorja conceded. "You're right I'm right, Commander," Han said, and poured himself a glass of water.